You know what's crazy? I'm trying to figure out. Good job, Mama. I'm trying to figure out at which part, like, it's interesting when we talk about peace, right? Does that mean you got to be okay with the negativity coming your way? You got to be okay with knowing, like, yeah, some fuck shit about to come. I guess that's a part of walking in faith or whatever. Is the understanding that it is not. Oh, you're saying bye bye? You don't know who that person is. It's okay with that you got to be okay with and come to terms with the fact that you know hardships are going to come. I think that's the notion of walking in faith is being okay with. Oh, ma'am. Come on, get it on up. You just went down the slide. You all right. You got your stick? Get your Goomba. Get your Goomba. Okay. Is, I guess, the notion of being okay with that everything might fall apart, but that you are strong enough to stand up, that everything that you're walking through is required to get you to where you need to be at. And I'm not a religious person by any stretch of the imagination. I don't know who needs to hear this. I'm not by any stretch. Very spiritual, but not religious at all. But I don't knock it for anybody. If you need that, you feel me? Because life is hard enough without somebody being like, oh, your shit. Like, the only time I got something to say, if you come my way. You come my way, then I'm going to come your way. But if you don't stand for me, I don't come. Now, even then, I'd be like, is it worth it? Like, I really, I had a point there where I'm just like, is it worth it? I struggle with that. Because if you would have known me, I was a brawler back in the day. I won't say hot-headed, but baby, I could rise to the occasion with the best of them. And I had some mean-spirited tendencies. If you came my way, if you came for me, I had some very mean-spirited tendencies. And not necessarily like, oh, I'm trying to do you in or anything like that. Like, no, I'm very direct. That's why, when people talk about certain types of antics and things of that nature, it's always very strange to me because if I don't fuck with you, I don't fuck with you directly. Like, it's not going to be no, we gonna know. Because I'm going to come directly to you. And it's really nobody that give me in that feeling. If it's things that, like, with your habits, your behaviors, and things of that nature that I'm not necessarily cool with, I just remove myself. Because I just be like, it is what it is. Like, I can go about my day. I guess that's the thing. I've never really had to, I guess when I was younger, maybe I wanted a level of companionship, friends, and all that other stuff. And you feel me? I've cultivated different relationships over the years. Yes, ma'am. But I don't know. I do enjoy my solitude. I do enjoy that shit. And I guess when they say that shit is addictive, that shit is addictive. Because it's a level of peace, and it's a level of peace that comes with that. It's a level of peace and introspection. But I think it also helps you to believe in yourself. I believe in myself at a delusional level. And I think even with that understanding of believing in yourself is the notion that, and how I started the video, that if something is expected to come my way, then I'm okay with it. Not that I'm cool with fuck shit. No, absolutely not. But in the same way that you can't avoid the storms, you can't avoid the rain. You gotta learn to dance in that shit. You gotta learn to be okay with that shit. You gotta learn how to. All right, this shit is crazy. All right, what next? Okay, what can I do? What can I do? How can I move beyond this point? What are my resources? What are my options that are available to me? And then go from there and be done with it. And that shit ain't gonna, that might not look pretty. It might not look pretty for a long time. It might take you some time to get to the notion to where you feel comfortable enough to be able to, I don't even say comfortable enough, because a lot of times when you gotta make moves, you gotta do that shit uncomfortable. You feel me? Um, I'm getting that lesson right now. Some days you gotta do that shit tired. You gotta do that shit exhausted. I think I'm operating right now off of probably maybe about 4, not even, maybe about 3 hours. Cause I be waking up, cause shit be loud, cause I be up all night, all hours of the night. I be up and I, be working on shit. Um, just planning out life and shit. And we gonna see what shake, I guess. I don't know. But it is that delusional belief that, it's gonna work out, and even if it don't, it's still gonna work out. And it might not look like the way that you want it to look, but sometimes, failure pushes you in the direction of, it pushes you in the direction of your biggest opportunities. So, I sit with that. Um, but what got me thinking about this process is when you begin to understand the things that are unfolding around you, and it's just like, do you head forward towards the chaos and the destruction, knowing that on the other side is paradise, and paradise in a way that it's not void of hardship, it's not void of challenges and struggles. You just know. It's like if you watch, for example, The Cruise, right? And he was so terrified. He wanted to stay the same. He wanted to stay the same, but they couldn't. Like, they literally would have died. Like, their world was crumbling. And it was metaphoric in that way, that the world was crumbling. You got to move forward. You got to take the leap of faith. And it was in moving beyond that fear that allowed him to have. And he didn't even realize throughout the whole time he had ideas. He was making ideas. They might not have panned out, but he was making ideas the whole time. The whole time he had ideas. The whole time he had plans. He had goals. His just way of existing had to change. And sometimes it takes, yes, baby, you being uncomfortable, you confronting yourself, and you really sitting, with some shit. But I think that's kind of where I am right now. Is you got to sit with some shit, because I don't know who need to hear this. Ain't a perfect person on this planet. You feel me? And I think we like to portray a level of perfection. I know to some extent when I walk out the house, I want to be comfortable, highest of levels. But you feel me? I want to be cool. Okay. But comfortable. But I had to realize that a lot of things that we do is to play to the realm of societal norms through, you don't want societal shaming, you don't want, you feel me? But when I really think about it, don't none of that shit really matter at the end of the day. And the reason that I say that is because when you truly begin to enjoy your inner world, enjoy your outer world, the care about that falls away. Like, it really do. It falls away so quickly. Like, you forget about stuff, like things that, like, you exist in the moment. So stuff that come at you, you might process it in that moment, but that shit is gone like water. You feel me? You very rarely drift back to it. or you very rarely hold space for, because it has no bearing or depth in your world. And because it has no real bearing or depth in your world, you really don't give it the time of day beyond the original point of engagement or interaction. Um, it's, I had a situation, because I'm very transparent. Yes, booby. You want mommy to? She keep wanting me to get on this little ass horse thing. And mind you, I've lost quite a bit of weight, but still, I am too big for this. Way too big. Where are we going to now? Yeah. Where are we going? We going to the store? All right, let's go. I don't know. Your horse is beating my horse. You're going faster. Good job, booby. You done with your horse now? Now we done with the horse. Your Goomba is riding now. So now we have to stand up. But yeah. Where am I going now? Oh no, ma'am. Oh no, ma'am. You got it. Mommy gonna sit right here. I know you sleepy. Your father said you got up super early this morning. Yell into it. See what it do. Yell into it. How you doing? Woo! So, I feel like I lost my train of thought. Oh, so I tell people this when at the kind of the later stages of my marriage, I was dealing with heavy levels of insecurity, and I'm at a point now where, again, if you ever have the opportunity to understand situational placement or proximity, and I think I'm gonna do a video about situational placement and proximity, because it ties into perceptions and the notion of, yeah, I'm gonna do another video about that because it's really interesting for me. The notion of believe half of what you see, none of what you hear type shit. You feel me? All right, so rock with that. And my insecurities were so deep, and I didn't realize, I'm thinking my insecurities were only in existence, more so in the last 2 years or whatever, right? No, baby. Them joints have been there. And the reason that I know that is I've gone back and looked back at my poetry, from years, and it's been there, things that I've written. And I'm like, damn, you feel me? And not in a way of, you feel me, we lose ourselves and that's our responsibility, but it is our responsibility. We are responsible for how we feel about ourselves. And we're responsible for the things that we allow to impact that. You feel me? Because how you feel about yourself is only shit that you subscribe to. You feel me? It's only shit that you subscribe to at the end of the day. Like, can't nobody, unless you subconsciously agree with that shit or subscribe to it inside, can't nobody fuck with you for real. And you got to be on that tip. Everything that we know of in life is realistically based on the perceptions and influence. So regardless, when they talk about beauty standards and shit like that, when they talk about success and all of that other stuff, these are based on perceptions. These are based on the higher levels of influence that people have. And when you can stand outside of what is common, what is normal, then you quite literally, you say hi, then you quite literally create a superpower for yourself. It is one of the most freeing experiences because you get to be you. You get to be you, and a lot of people don't know how to be themselves. That shit is challenging. It is. there's almost like a gravitational pull, almost like it wants you in the group, but you're like, no, no. And the reason is because no one wants to be isolated. No one wants to be alone for real. And don't get me wrong, solitude, you know, the ability to sit with oneself is amazing. But let's keep it a buck. Some experiences are better when they are shared. Humans are social individuals. We are absolutely, that's one of our safety goals. We are social individuals. We are a part of a collective. So um, there is that. You sleepy, mama? She died. We will get this last bit of energy out, then we go take a nap, and then she gonna be up all night. But that's cool. Um, Hi. I see. Um, so I say that to say, because I started to go off track, but I truly was battling levels of insecurity within myself, so much so. And I tell people, like, it was making me act in ways that was not becoming. Like, I had to apologize to this chick on my brother-in-law's grave because it was his birthday. Like, shit, because I would, drunk trying to fight her. This is one of the reasons why, you feel me? Well, even though, I don't really drink no more. Outside of really social settings, and even then, or like tu casa es mi casa type thing, like that type of engagement, but I really don't drink no more. And I don't like the way it really makes me feel, for real. And I realized I don't need it to enjoy myself. Like, I never did. Um, you don't need it to have a great ass fucking time. Like, life really be that fun. Um, but what are you looking for? Um, but I had to sit with myself. One, humble myself enough to A, go and apologize. Like, hey, yo, that's my bad. You feel me? Like, and then B, sit with myself to be like, why? How did you get to that point? And I had a scenario that took place recently, a situational placement type shit from my perspective. You feel me? And I realized I was waiting for the uncomfortable feeling in my chest and all that other stuff, and it never came. I was waiting for those feelings. I was waiting for the discomfort to come. It never came, and it let me know that I was in fact healing. Like I absolutely had done the work, not only in that space, but to also move beyond a phase of my life that, you feel me? Sometimes you be like, dang, I thought I was past this. I thought, you feel me? I was beyond this. I'm not. Um, but it let me know. It was validating, self-validating. And that's, I think, what you get as you go through journeys of walking through yourself. Ma'am, first off, I got a whole stick in my back. She's tearing me up. Ma'am, now I got two of them. Two of them. Get it out your mouth. Thank you. Um, and she be running from playground to playground, so I be having to walk back from one side to the other. One side is in the sun, the other is in the shade. It's cool. Get my sun time and my shade time. I'm gonna go get my walk in later. But yeah. And so if you are ever on a path, sometimes we don't know if the work that we are doing, if it is helping. Because I have a thing, I'm very quick to be like, hey, I'm good, and move on. But that doesn't necessarily mean I have healed the processes, because we talk about healing, and sometimes you think that you healed until you get into that environment or similar environments and realize you ain't healed for real, because your healing hasn't been put to the test. I have been, but I have realized something about more so about myself recently. I need sleep. Oh my goodness. I am irritable when haven't had sleep. So I try to prioritize sleep. Food not so much, because I just be like, oh, okay, like I don't really feel that shit. Um, if I'm not hungry, I'm not hungry, and it's like I can't force myself to eat that. It'll make me nauseous. Um, but sleep, and that's the thing. Like I have to tell my body to shut down, because I can just keep going until my body be like, you tired, you need to go to sleep, and it'll show. And my patience and my tolerance is not there. And when you mom, you gotta have patience and tolerance. Cause I'm sorry, your kids do have that shit. Yeah, kids, they do have that shit. But you also, when you are in different environments and things like that, anything that disrupts that shit. Man, put your shoes back on. Go put your shoes back on. All right, we going. We going home. Um, anything that, I won't say that disrupts the peace or anything like that, but when you feel like it's not on the up and up, you have every right to remove yourself from some shit. Like, yo, this don't feel. If it make you feel uncomfortable in a way that you like, nah, I don't need to be here. You don't need to be there. Get up. And this is not to say that, you feel me, run from all uncomfortable situations, because sometimes, you feel me, those are your best opportunities. But sometimes you can feel ill intent, or you can feel when something just isn't right. Get up. You don't have to sit at every table. You don't have to. You don't have to sit at every table. Every table is not feeding love. And myself included. If anybody ever feel like, you feel me, and mind you, I had to learn this. This is a recent lesson. Not everybody have to accept. Everybody doesn't have to accept what you offering. Even if you feel like you're coming from a place of purity, coming from a place of love, light, all that other stuff, peace, blessings. Don't nobody. They don't have to accept that shit, because maybe your vibe is coming. Oh, they're not getting that from your vibe. You feel me? And it's not your place to argue like, hey, no, trust that, trust that. Nah, you ain't got time. If people were meant, if people were meant to see you, they were meant to see you. If they not, they not. And that just is what it is. Come get your shoes. So, y'all, with that, I don't know. Something just got my eye. I'm gonna give y'all when I figure out. Actually, I'll probably just rock out with it. But I'm gonna make a second video about situational placement and proximity. But y'all be easy until then.